September 7th, 2019. I'm watching my younger sister's youth soccer game and chatting about life with my grandma. A normal childhood weekend like any other. A thick breeze cutting through the air as I will relent my worries about moving forward into high school. However, the noise of the game seems to suddenly erase when my grandmother says this. What you'll have to learn, Miles, is to accept change, because it happens whether you want it to or not. For some reason, it hits me. The weight of her advice, the way the world circles around a few words, everything. So I make a note on my phone. I have a laundry list of lessons and interesting quotes that I've gathered since then. But that's not the point. What I've learned since 2019 doesn't require simply sitting still. So how do you redefine yourself? My grandmother's advice demands action. An action of leaving everything behind. Bottom line time. You need to go somewhere new to discover how to fully accept the massive change that you are so scared of. A simple message, but crucial to understand when unlocking your hidden potential as a kinder and stronger person. It's not running away. It's not abandoning your roots. Growing up and facing the music of change teaches you to transform yourself into a sponge of knowledge which can become anything. And I really mean that. I'm confident that by the end of this video, you will understand that dropping yourself into an environment of action, passion, and friendship makes a difference in being able to handle change. But what you're wondering, how do I even start? It's certainly what held me back entering high school. The National Institute of Mental Health shows anxiety is way higher in teenagers than adults across every age bracket. Because being a kid is pretty hard. I don't care what anyone says about the carefreeness of childhood, because I will never forget how envious and isolated I felt growing up, being unable to make my own decisions. Where was I supposed to go? What could I even do? For any younger kids watching this, I feel your pain because it's a total reality check of realizing you have no car, job, or an advanced education supporting you when encountering change. Change without resources is scary because it means you are more likely to fail and fail hard. At that point, why even bother? I know it can seem like change has to be this all or nothing thing, but be excited about failing. Be excited about starting small and realize that going somewhere new doesn't mean leaving a country. It can just mean leaving a bedroom. To begin new life changes, you have to adapt to a fresh perspective and a fresh place. I'm going to lay some real talk on you here. Stop trying to eat better from your bedroom. Eat healthy food sitting down at a kitchen table. Stop trying to cram in homework before class. Go to the library for an hour every other day. Don't start getting through your movie or gaming backlog in some dingy, cramped, dirty room. Grab a blanket, light a candle, and celebrate the changes that you want to make, big and small, in a positive environment. However, it's far too easy to say that room changes are the ultimate sunshines and rainbows of self-improvement. If going to a new room was the ultimate determiner of success, then every house would be 10 times bigger and more expensive than they are now. Oh, that's why billionaires have mansions. No, we got to journey further. We have to think even bigger than what we're confined to now. Okay, let's break past our initial stage then. You started changing slowly and designated areas for what you want your life to change for each part of your life. But what if that's not enough? You want to idealize great changes for your health and happiness, but you start to feel everything start to slip away. A cookie here, a late night there. It kind of happens to everyone. But suddenly the reins aren't easy to hold on to day by day. Then bam, you find out you're moving. You get a new job, you start college in a new city, you break up with a long-term partner and decide you need to get away. Life happens quickly, and now you feel hopeless with your sense of established place gone. Harvard Business Review presents the idea of change fatigue. Change fatigue is that natural feeling of wanting an established routine and thinking, screw this, I'm done, when you face too many curveballs. But this doesn't just apply to a workplace or a business model. Anytime your body experiences such ravenous changes, they can be debilitating to the point where change fatigue hits every part of your life. I place so much emphasis on how building a powerful environment and going to different places isolates change. But what happens when you hit rock bottom? You're on your own, and now change feels as far away as it was back in square one when you were in high school. Is this it? Are you destined to stay here forever? No, of course not. I mean, you might think so, but let's look at it from a new perspective. When I began college, I realized that I was on my own completely for the first time, the same as I felt on that square one. Sure, it's still school, and it's kind of a little bubble of society, but you're still bootstrapping, now with even less resources than you had as a kid. You don't have parents' money or anything to fall back on. You're on your own. Yet, that's beautiful. I've talked about it so many times, but going into college with such a blindness to any preconceived ideas or habits made it so much greater now that I'm at a point of complete comfortability with the way I live. My grandmother outlined that the change was going to happen without waiting. So arming myself with hobbies, passions, and a lust for knowledge is the best possible thing I could have and did do. You need to go somewhere new and bring nothing with you except creativity, love, and an open mind. The world gives you this idea that you have to know everything going into change. They say the open-mindedness is just total crap and you need to have stuff together. But that's total crap. The whole point of change is to know nothing and come out this other side a total veteran of the effort and the lifestyle that you put in. Regardless of what you think you need, the life you want is only locked behind your body and a pair of walking shoes. In that same Harvard article about change fatigue, the article ends by saying, combating change fatigue is achieved in 3 ways: mindful rest, openness to all ideas, and empowerment. Meeting a new way of life may not be any easier. It may not get less scary. It may not feel any soul-crushingly low as anything else at times. However, the once-in-a-lifetime mountaintop of change is so breathtakingly special, you can't just shy away from your potential. Go somewhere new. Go to that mountaintop and accept change, because it happens whether you want it to or not.